Hey guys, we're back working on the 53 Ford F100. As you can see, I've kind of skipped ahead a little bit from the last video. We got the front clip completely removed. Let's get working on this engine. I think we're pretty well to the point where it's either going to break free or it's going to come out of there and end up on an engine stand. Follow along, we'll see where we get to. For those of you who have been following this project, you could almost say I've been playing with it. When I was working up on the hill, you know, we were making progress, but not ever getting things to break free. Tried a few experiments and they didn't work. Now we've reached the point where it's time to get serious. So I think what we're going to do is, obviously I got a bunch of cleanup, do a first pass scrub down here, get the oil and whatnot that I've been using to try and break things free out of there. We'll finish stripping the accessories off, the oil filter, the generator, intake, get it down so we've got the basic bare block here, and then we'll see what we can do. Maybe we've got stuck valves that are preventing this from turning. I don't think so. The way that crankshaft doesn't move at all. If it was valves, you would think the pistons would move a little bit. Let's get it cleaned up so we can at least see where we're at, and then we'll start figuring out a plan of attack from there. I don't know, guys, what do you figure? What are the chances that with that sitting like it was for a good month anyways, something's happened here that is good news? Nope, not moving. Well, there was hope, but it doesn't appear to have done anything. I'm going to do some more time lapse. We'll strip the intake and all the other accessories off the top here and get it down to the bare block so we can kind of see what we're looking at. Let's take a look and see what we got here. You know, that's not that bad. A few pine needles down in there because the fuel pump housing was removed. There's a bunch of crud in around these valves. I don't know how well that shows up for you guys, but there is a bunch of crap packed around behind there. And if this one, I thought maybe we had a blown head gasket on this piston here, but I'm suspecting that it was stuff leaked around the intake valve. I'm going to go grab a big pry bar and let's put a little bit of pressure on some of these valves. I'm not sure if this engine's ever been apart before. Those appear to be the original OEM style lifters that are in there. They're the non-adjustable kind. So to set your valve lash, basically you grind the valve. It's kind of a manual way of doing it. The more modern style lifters have an adjustable bolt that you can set your lift with. That's not exactly easy either, but it's easier than grinding the valve. Let me grab a pry bar and we'll see if we can get some of these valves to move. That could be interesting. Set you guys up so you can watch, and I'll go around this side and we'll put a little bit of pressure on there and see what happens. This is not the correct tool. That one, not surprising. That one's right solid. And of course I got the valve retainer half off of that one. Well, that's good. We've got several of them free enough to move. I'm not surprised about these two. This one is being unusually stiff. But if water got into this cylinder, chances are water got into this cylinder too. So we'll spray some lube in there. Hopefully we can break those loose. Let me bring around the other side and we'll see how we make out. This is the back one. Let's see how we do here. Okay. Exhaust valve's free. Again, we're up against our intake valve and there's a bunch of crap down in there. So I'm guessing that water sat in around those valves. So, this one a little tappy. There's a whole bunch of crud down in those ports. The ones on this side of the engine don't look as bad, but there's still some in there. Let me fire up the compressor. We'll blow some air in there and we'll see if we can blow the crap and corruption out of there. And then maybe get some coil or something down in around those valves and see if we can get them to break free. That would be good. I'll bring you back once we're ready to proceed. I didn't charge it up all the way. I've got about 75 psi going there, I think. Yeah, we got no stuck valves. Try a little bit different blow snout on here and see if it helps. Well, that certainly made a mess. That one actually doesn't look that bad down there. I think we're going to take the crank pulley off there. Definitely these back valves and all over the engine. We've got valves that are seriously stuck, and that absolutely isn't good for our ability to turn the engine over. So what I'd like to try to do is get these crank pulleys off, and we can get the cam gear cover off and get the cam gear off the engine, and that'll at least eliminate any friction caused by the valves from our ability to turn the engine over. Is that going to mean that the engine will turn over? I don't know, but that definitely is a step in that direction. Let me get some tools together and I'll see if I can do a little time lapse of removing that pulley. That was easy. Well, as you can see, the stuckness of the pistons and crankshaft is not related to the valve train. As the time gear's loose, it's being difficult about coming off over the distributor drive gear. I'm not too terribly concerned about it at the moment. It's getting to be close to midnight here. Time for me to call it a night. I do have to work in the morning. And I think what we're going to do is spray a little bit more Croil down and around those valves and let that sit over the remainder of the night. And then tomorrow we're going to continue working on breaking those valves free, possibly start pulling them out of there. They've got conventional locks, kind of like a small block Chevy or most any other more recent valve, late model, I guess you would call it, valve. So the ones that are loose should come out of there without too much trouble. I don't know that we want to be bothered pulling the valve guides out. The valve guides are removable on these. The whole assembly is designed to come out of there. But of course, with the engine being in the condition it's in, it's being a little cranky about coming out of there. That is a retainer tab that is holding this whole assembly down into the block. So if we run the valve spring down a little bit, we can get this retainer out of there. Each valve has one of those retainer tabs, and then in theory we can pop the valve guide and the valve assembly out all as one. It doesn't work quite that way on an old stuck engine like this. Definitely all of that is going to be a fight. Let me spray a little more lube on things, clean up the tools, and we'll bring you back tomorrow evening when I've got some time to turn more wrenches. Actually, guys, I think we're going to end this one here. You guys seem to like my 15, 20-minute long videos. You don't tend to watch them when I make them too much longer. So we'll stop here. But we have confirmed that the valve train is not what's stopping the crankshaft from turning. That was the whole point of this little exercise. I've got a whole bunch more footage shot, and maybe I'll try and put a midweek video up if I can get some more editing done. I don't know how many hours of video I've got shot, so there's lots more to see. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Greatly appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. If you've got this far, give me the thumb up. If you haven't already done so, maybe consider subscribing. And if you really want to be notified when I post new content, you can ring that bell icon. There's some links to merch in the description or down below the video. And we'll catch you guys in the next mess. Thanks a lot for watching.